Hello, I'm Dynast the Mirror.
So he said England is far more racist than America. There are a lot of people that disagree with you.
I remember, but what they don't realize is the same Englishman in America.
Exactly.
Well, see, I think the Englishman,
and it's the same Irishman.
Well, see,
it's the same Irish.
No, but see, I think the difference is that the Irishman and the Englishman who came to America were the rejects that got kicked out. They were like the bastards, like nobody wanted.
That's what they're saying. But
they said the same thing about Australia.
If they said that,
and Australia too, the criminals.
This is what I was trying to say, but no, these white men that gone there, they went with a plan. You understand? They're trying to make us feel like no, it was some of them top society white men that went there and do it.
Oh,
they have the brain to do it. Yeah, but they're trying to make us criminals. No, they're all criminals. They're all criminals in suit. Yeah, but what I'm telling you, England is more racist than America. England designed America.
True.
Yeah,
and the Queen used to head America.
Yeah,
you got to remember that.
Right, true.
Yeah, and England, you could see it. All the aristocrats in England. These people is like a network of them. You know, and these people, they control everything. I mean, England, look at this small little country that holds so many places.
Empire.
You know? And England with the Queen there, and the thing that they stand for, you got to understand what they stand for is racism. There's no opportunity for black people in England. America, black people get opportunity. Black people still do far better in England than America. Sorry, in America than in England.
Yeah.
You know, you can have Oprah Winfrey, all of those people make those money. Who would be Oprah Winfrey in England? There's none.
Do you think Obama? You think that they would ever have a black prime minister
in England?
No way. Or mixed race, whatever you want to call dual heritage, half white, half black. Yeah. At the end of the day, he's got to drop a black bud. Yeah. So yeah, as far as they're concerned, they deemed him. They didn't call him the mixed race president.
Right.
Yeah. They didn't call him the mixed race president.
So do they do? So in England, if you have a black parent and a white parent, are you considered black or is it colored in England?
No, you're mixed race.
You're mixed race. Because it's weird because in America, like we had a big argument about it because you have Afro Latinos who use the N-word, which I think the word should be dead anyway.
I don't like
so
that
you have these mixed people that use the N-word, like yeah, they're cool because technically they're black because their grandfather was black, and I'm like, well, so if the parent, so me for example, say I decide to procreate with a white woman, blonde hair, white, blue eyes. You trying to tell me I can create black children with a white woman?
No.
In America, that's the rule, and people will argue you to the death.
No, they're not. I've got cousins, I've got nieces, and they're mixed race. They're dual heritage. Yeah. They're dual heritage. They're not considered to be black, and that's why they say they're in if you like, a race by themselves. So far as the N-word's concerned, I think that word should be obliterated off the face of the earth. And I think people that use it, you know, are an absolute insult to their race, they're an insult to their ancestors, and they're an insult to themselves. And I can't stand the use of that word. And it's been used in order to, if you like, disintegrate the very essence of our being. It's to dehumanize us once again. It's to continue the trauma, it's to continue the abuse, and it shouldn't be used. But so far as I'm concerned, those people using it, I don't care if you call yourself Afro, whatever. Afro is a hairstyle to me. Yeah? It's either you're African something, yeah, but Afro is a hairstyle. We're not Afro-Caribbean. We're Africans, yeah, who are born in the Caribbean. We are Africans that are born in America. We're Africans born in England. That is what we are. You can't take an orange tree, and because you went and you put...
Yeah, don't work. No, okay, that's fine. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because you got an orange tree, and because you plant the orange tree in China, it means it's no longer orange tree. The same orange tree you plant in Africa, it means it's not an orange tree because it's in Africa. No, it's not. It's still an orange tree. And it still produces oranges. We are Africans. So regardless of, you know, wherever you were born, as long as you got black skin, you're African, and we have to stop this. And Obama is a mixed race president. Michelle Obama is an African born in America. That is what she is. And so far as America's concerned, the insidious racism that exists in the UK. It is the racism that drives the racism in the US.
Oh, okay, here we go. So this was the argument. So because Meghan Markle is technically black in America,
she ain't. She's mixed race.
that the baby with Harry is a black baby. That's the argument.
No, that baby Archie is a mixed race baby. That is not a black baby. Yeah? Black is when you are black. For example, my grandfather might have been dual heritage. Both of my grandfathers were dual heritage. They were both black and both white. They were both mixed race. Does that make me mixed race? No, it don't. Yeah? Both my parents are black. Both my grandmothers who married those two mixed race men are black. So that makes me black. And I'm sorry, but it is a kind of exclusive club. And a club that you should be proud to be in.
All right.
Yeah, because a lot of us are running away from our true, beautiful, melanated, black, beautiful skin.
Right.
Yeah, the darker the baby, the sweeter the juice. And that is the truth.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just feel this whole concept of calling mixed race black, and I mean...
Oh, people, they will argue to the death.
Yeah,
like,
that's it. And
they will argue
when you
with
have
it.
someone, this one drop of black blood rule, to me, again, is misleading. And why should there be more black than white? Is it that whites want to keep the race pure?
Is it superiority?
Is it superiority?
Yeah.
Is it that we're filth that we can't mix with the white? So why can't they class themselves as white? They're half and half.
Right.
You know? So yeah, I do feel that they should be able to identify themselves however they want to. But the point is, whites will never accept them. You know, and it's part of racism why they will never accept them. It's nothing else, it's just racism. If you have someone 3/4 white, they still want to call them black. You know, and when you look at it, you can even have someone mixed race, have a child with someone white. That child gonna have a child with someone else white. And they're still telling me because they have that one drop of black blood, that person is still a black person. No, it's not. You know, and this is, some of these things is white people creating this illusion that their race is pure. And they want to keep it that way. It's racism. You know, and they don't think our mixed race person might feel to know that they're rejected on that side. Because they are rejected. I should be able to identify myself as white as well as black if I'm mixed race.
Right.
You know, it's just nonsense.
But it's eugenics.
Nonsense.
It's eugenics.
Yeah.
It's part of the whole eugenics agenda, as you know.
Right.
So part of the eugenics agenda is about, you know, race purity. And race purity is to keep the white race Aryan, and this whole Aryan concept. But it's null and void. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't work.
So, you know, in fact, that's one of the barriers and the issues that we face as black people, is this white supremacy exists, but no white person is superior.
Right.
No white, this whole white supremacy thing is a fallacy, doesn't exist. No white person is in any way more supreme, is in any way better than a black person. Never in this lifetime, never in any lifetime, never in any universe or any place. Never. How can a white person ever be superior to you as a black person? That's craziness. You got to be insane. What'd you say, hon?
The original people.
Yeah, well, you know, exactly.
Kind of put milk in coffee and call it yours. It's not yours.
No, it's not. And another thing, when this mixed race topic is a large topic to deal with.
And it's
because
divisive.
whenever a white woman raising a mixed race child, it's different to when a black woman raised them.
Right.
You know, the white woman normally raised them with more white values.
Right.
You understand? That some of them can't even identify with being black. You know, it all depends on how they raise. And when the black woman raised them, you find that they're more identified as being black, like Bob Marley.
Right.
Yeah? But you look at it, it's a really confusing.
That's right. Bob Marley is
mixed race.
Yeah, I forgot
that's
that.
right.
Yeah,
But because he raised with his black mom, that's why he got the black culture. Yeah?
Right.
But if he was raised with a white woman, yeah, it would have been a different culture altogether for him. You know, so these things we have to learn to identify as well. Where whoever raised that mixed race person. Yeah, if it's raised by white, it's going to be completely different to when it's raised by a black mom.
Right.
You know? So yeah, it's important to know their background as well. But they themselves is a community on their own.
Right.
Yeah?
Yes.
And they're fighting too. They're fighting for their rights too.
Right.
Because it seems to just chuck anywhere. And
Okay.
people don't understand how they feel. They're being just chucked anywhere, rejected. Sometimes they get rejected on the black, they get rejected on the white. So, you know, I mean, at time for human being, put down some of this nonsense. You know? It's time for us to put down some of this nonsense. You know? So yeah, as I say, racism play a big part in society. When you think racism not at work, it at work 24/7.
Right.
Yeah, 24/7, no matter where you are in the world. As I said, white supremacy spread its ugly wings all over the world, even here in Africa.
Yeah.
But we in the West, we're wise to it. So we really need to come back to Africa, identify it, work with the leaders here, and drive it out. Because we don't need them here. Africa can stand on its own 2 feet.
Yes.
And it's the only continent that will survive. Africa. The West is falling. Everyone can see it.
Yeah.
The West is actually falling.
Look at how many things have happened recently around Europe and around America.
Right.
Look at the debt that these countries are in. And is this real?
Right.
It's absolutely real. If you look at how much unemployment there are in these countries, if you look at the infrastructure of these countries, well, what do they depend on? They depend on Africa for their resources.
Right.
So therefore, if Africa decides to now take control of their resources, it'll be a whole different ballgame. If we become one Africa, the United States of Africa, then exactly the rest will fall.
And it was if we work with the Caribbean. If Africa start trading directly with the Caribbean, we'll cut the middleman out, not the life. So yeah, we will cut the middleman out, and that's what I'm hoping for. That the Caribbean and Africa start trading together, you know, and that would be a powerful thing to do, you know, and it's coming. I mean, was it the Ghanaian president that went to Jamaica to try and form that bridge? And I think he went to a few other islands. And it's important for Africa to stretch back their hands to their sons in the Caribbean, because we will be a force to be reckoned with, you know. But it's happening, because we are waking up slowly. Africans around the world is waking up. How long you gonna oppress a people for? It must come to an end one day, just like slavery did. Slavery went on for 400 days. Whoever would have think that this would have over.
Right.
But it's done now. Even though it's done physically, it's still there mentally. But we have to remove those invisible shackles that we have around that invisible shackle that we have in our mind. We have to learn to remove that now. You know? And fight as African. You know?
Julius Malema said, you know, kill racists and kill racism with success.
Right.
And that success he's talking about here.
Right.
So it's about inward investment. I keep saying it over and over and over again. If we turn our head, our hearts, our minds and our economics and our economic power back to the motherland, and we create viable institutions and viable businesses, and even more than that, I'm going to say, you know, viable enterprises and areas for enterprise even. And in addition to that, if you like, a new economy. Look at the ECOWAS that's coming in January.
Yeah, so is that really coming? You think that's really going to happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Whether it happens on time,
Right. It's going to
is
happen.
another question. But yeah, no, it's definitely happening. And one of the things that I'd add to that is the fact that the African Union and what's going on there, regardless of, you know, issues around HR, around individuals being sacked or not being sacked, the African Union is doing and is playing a role in the unification of Africa. And I see it as doable. I actually see it as doable. And I say to all African brothers and sisters who have got no idea about Africa, they have to come look. They have to come see. That's what they have to do. Once you come look and you come see, you'll see opportunities here for you that you never imagined possible.
Right.
You've got to remember that in England and America, you know, those places are saturated.
Right.
Saturated. It's very hard to have an entry point for business now, because there's so much competition and so many people doing the exact same business that you want to do. It's very hard to have an innovative or new niche. And so if you're unable to carve out a new niche for yourself, you're going to invariably have a business that's going to die. You're going to end up bankrupt, you know. But here you have a chance. your entry level here is much lower and much cheaper than it would be in America. And also the standard of living that you can have here for the price is quote unquote much cheaper to have a high standard of living here, and the support you get is second to none. So I'm saying that people need to come here and see for themselves. Go to Tanzania, go to Rwanda, go to the Gambia, go to Ghana, go to Ethiopia, go to Kenya, go to Nairobi, go all over Africa, go to East Africa, go to West Africa, you know, go to Burkina Faso, go to everywhere you can go and explore Africa, because the one thing that you've got here is kinship, the other thing you've got here is culture. Those two things bond you and bind you more than anything else. The love that you have in the kinship from your brethren is second to none. The infrastructure invites you in. It's not like England or America, so from my experience, where you have barriers. You have barriers to entry. Here you don't have barriers to entry. And that's why, like you said, people are coming here because they realise just how wonderful and accommodating people are here in Africa. And so some people are taking advantage of that. But we need to come and we need to, you know, see the opportunities here and in a positive way exploit them.
Yes.
Exploit them in a positive way. You're showing people the other side to Africa that people don't see. Yeah?
Yes.
We're stuck in traffic just like you would be in America.
Yes.
Or in England. You know? What difference really to your life is it here than it would be there? You get up in the morning, you have your shower, your bath, exactly the same way as you would in America.
Right.
You go to work or to your business the same way as you would in America. You know, when you finished work, you go chill, you enjoy yourself, you go to the beach. You can choose the times when you work, when you don't work. You have a lot more flexibility in here. What I say is you have a life.
Right.
Yeah, living here, I have a life.
A life.
I can pick my son up from school, I can take him to school, I can enjoy quality time with my husband. When we were in England, we hardly had any time for each other, did we? We were
Work.
Age. We were both working. I was working like 3 jobs. He was working shift work. And yeah, what was it like, Age?
Terrible. It wasn't easy in England. It wasn't easy living there. And here in Africa, you could survive different. You know, and all I'm saying is just a way.
But it tries your marriage.
We got to come back. Yeah, what challenging man?
It challenges your marriage living there. That's why we have so many breaks up of family and mental problems in it, Age.
Yeah, I do get frustrated and I say, why can't we do it? Why are we failing to do it? Because this continent here is provided for the rest of the world.
Right.
So how we end up in the abundance of water, how we end up being the fool that is thirsty.
Right.
You know? Because every single thing you look at, when you look in America, you look in England, you look at the legacy that they now have. That's happened because of our ancestors and 400 years of free labor that we give to them. You know? So obviously we're not going to be able to catch up with them straight away. So we need to fight together and get them to repair most of the damage that they've done to not only to black people in the West, but even black people here in Africa.
Yes.
And the reason why they do damage to black people here in Africa, when they came here, they take out the strongest, they take out the fittest, they take out the most educated ones to go and build their city. You know, so they get us to design their city, not with us in mind, because their city not designed for us.
Right.
Their city designed for them. So we got to find back the strength and courage to come back here. You know, to come back here. I make our presence feel here and take back this land. You know? And yes, I do understand people fighting for reparations in the West. It's important.
I thought they could cash at me my reparations.
Yeah.
PayPal. Just put it in PayPal, drop it in my bank account.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I personally feel.
Just drop it in my bank account.
I personally feel repatriation will come before reparation. Yeah?
You gotta repeat that again.
Repatriation will come before reparations. Yeah, so when we repatriate, we'll be able to fight them from here so that we can get our reparations. You know? So let's repatriate first and fight for reparations. And that's what I personally believe in. Because if you even give black people a reparation in the West, they give it back in the West.
Right.
But let them bring it back here and build back this infrastructure with the repairs that they have to pay it. It doesn't matter how long they take. They have to start repairing some of the damage they've done. They keep running away from it. But one day they have to face it.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to stop fighting for it. We're not going to stop fighting for it because it's well overdue. You know?